This is a PRINTelligence product briefing on EFI's cloud-based production analytics solution, EFI IQ. EFI IQ's dashboard is the best place to start looking at the solution. It provides a personalized bird's eye view of your operation and is the launching pad for the various cloud apps supported by EFI IQ. Remember, the EFI IQ platform supports a growing set of free and paid apps by EFI and eventually by third parties. This video focuses on Cutsheet presses connected via EFI Fiery servers. However, I want to underscore that EFI IQ also works with EFI display graphics, industrial inkjet, and high-speed inkjet devices. It supports shops with Cutsheet and display graphics equipment mixes, although the functionality will vary by device type. The current set of EFI IQ apps relating to Cutsheet presses include EFI Manage, EFI Insight, EFI Color Guard, and EFI Notify. This is an evolving solution, but at the time of this briefing, the Insight, Notify, and Dashboard apps are free for Fiery-driven Cutsheet devices. Manage and Color Guard are paid apps only available for Fiery Cutsheet customers. I'll click on Manage and Color Guard to demonstrate them in upcoming videos. For now, let's explore the Dashboard, Insight, and Notify. I'm using EFI's demo site at iq.efi.com in this video and encourage you to go there and play around with it as well. The data is fake and not all the buttons work precisely the same as the fully functional software, but I've seen live sites and the look and feel is similar. Also, it is critical to understand that the dashboard focuses explicitly on the current day's activities. You can use Insight to look at historical trends, but this screen is all about today. Let's get started. Users can personalize their dashboards to meet their needs, and administrators can create user accounts, user groups, and printer groups with appropriate privileges. This administrative capability provides tremendous flexibility. Operators might be able to view one or two machines. Production managers might have access to all the presses at their location. IT managers might be able to access everything. The head office might be able to see, but not touch, devices across the company. EFI did a great job setting this up, and it works just like you'd expect. However, I'm not going to spend much time deep diving into the admin section because you're probably more interested in using EFI IQ. We have a user named Demo who has access to 21 total devices. 4 of these printers are in an error state while 10 are offline. EFI IQ summarizes this information at the top of the screen. The rest of the dashboard describes the printers and printer groups. The administrator has set up several print groups. The Fiery EXT-A110 group, for example, contains 5 printers. We can easily see that this Cutsheet group has printed 16 jobs consisting of 677 impressions today. We can also see that 497 impressions were color and 180 were black and white. There is also a bar chart identifying how much time these devices have spent in offline, idle, error, or printing states during the day. This dashboard provides an at-a-glance view of how well your presses are running and utilized today. This view is great if you're looking for an overview or have a small number of presses. However, operations managing printer fleets might prefer the list view. It's the same information displayed differently. In either view, you can click on a printer or printer group to get more details. You can see its current toner, media, and other capacities. You can see the time spent in various states as well as job and impressions over the day. I think this is cool. You can even remotely see each printer's configuration, including its version, options, serial number, and MAC address. You can see each one's paper catalog and calibration set, along with a list of all the installed patches. And you can view all the profiles loaded. Remotely accessing this data will be a massive time saver for managing devices without having to go onto the floor or drive to a remote location. The Manage and Color Guard apps take access to this information to the next level, but the dashboard alone delivers tremendous value. Now, let's take a look at EFI Insight. Insight takes the overview information displayed on the dashboard to a deeper, more historical and interactive level. It presents a wide range of widgets for impressions, jobs, job sources, finishing and media types, printer utilization, and so forth. You can hide or display and arrange the elements to understand what's going on in your shop. You can specify the date range and devices covered by these graphs, but I'll set it to show today's data for all my devices. I could also limit this to a group of printers or one single press. EFI Insight provides production analytics from numerous perspectives. I'll talk about a few, but suggest you visit iq.efi.com to play around with a live demo. Let's take a look at jobs by source. This graphic identifies how jobs arrived at these devices. This is a great way to determine how effectively your operation uses automation workflows. This particular shop is still manually submitting a majority of its jobs from Command Workstation or the Fiery Driver. They could use this knowledge to drive change. Now, I can take this one step further with the Workflow widget. This graphic lists how frequently operators use different presets. Fiery presets are a powerful way to ensure rapid and consistent job setups for media, color, and so forth. I am showing a demo system, so the workflows listed are pretty cryptic, but your presets probably have more meaningful names like postcards, business cards, trifold brochures, calendars, etc. Printer utilization is a particularly powerful tool. This widget shows how much time each device spent in either active printing, idle, error, or disconnected states. Notice that the total adds up to more than 1 day, even though I specified my time frame as today. The reason is that I am looking at multiple devices. As I said earlier, I encourage you to explore the demo site to discover the production analytics EFI Insight provides. There are, however, 2 more features I'd like to point out now. First, let's click on the Job Log button. EFI Insight keeps a log of every job for up to 3 years. That is far longer than you'll keep that information on your Command Workstation. And this provides job information for all your printers across all your sites in one place. You can get this level of detail through Command Workstation, but you'd have to connect to each printer one at a time. Here, you can specify a time range, scroll through it, add, hide, or move columns, and sort on any column. And you can export this to analyze in your favorite spreadsheet program. Now let's use EFI Insight to compare printers or groups of printers. I can use this to see how individual devices perform against each other in terms of jobs, impressions, errors, or other metrics. You can even use this to compare how different locations perform over a day, a week, or a quarter. I'm sure there are other ways to get this data, but EFI Insight brings it all to your fingertips in one place. And finally, let me quickly show you Notify. Notify for Cutsheet presses is an app I feel is an excellent first step, but needs additional functionality to be truly useful. Let's see if you agree. Notify has 2 functions. Let's start with production reports. These provide useful snapshots, allowing you to see your most and least productive printers and production highlights for a day, a week, or a month. The current production reports seem useful, although I imagine EFI will get requests to generate custom reports before long. The second involves notifications. Currently, Notify can email notifications of production blocking events to users on any of their assigned printers. Users can specify how long such events should last before the emails are sent, ranging from 2 minutes to 4 hours. Alerts via email are fine, but what operator checks her mail every 2 minutes? Now, EFI has a mobile app called EFI Go, which links into Notify for display graphics devices, and that is impressive. Check out the last half of the display graphics dashboard video to see EFI Go. Notify will bring powerful functionality to the Cutsheet world once it is tied into EFI Go, assuming EFI elects to do so. However, I would suggest that EFI's developers also incorporate a filtering mechanism by printer group when they do. In the Cutsheet world, I might want to receive alerts within 2 minutes for my production presses, every 4 hours for my enterprise fleet printers, and not at all for the office printers in my in-plant. Once these capabilities are in place, I think Notify will become one of EFI IQ's most popular features. So I like what EFI IQ brings to the table. It forms an extensible platform for other EFI and potentially third-party applications. It is a new offering, however, so it should be no surprise that I'd like to see things added to the dashboard and Insight. I like the way you can click on printers in the dashboard to dive deeper into the machines. I wish you could do the same on widgets in Insight. For example, I want to click on the error bar to learn more about the specific errors experienced. I might want to click on the hot folder job source to see what job types are automated, and click on CWS to see what jobs are not. Each of these widgets could provide an entry point for more productivity insights. I like Insight's adjustable timeframes, but would like them to be more granular. Is one shift more productive than another? Is workflow automation used as much in the mornings as in the afternoons? I want to specify ranges to an hour, and whatever the granularity, I'd like to be able to compare data between two time frames, such as this week versus last, this year versus last, or day versus night shifts. And I want an app you could put up on a production floor monitor to show which presses need attention at a glance. This app would increase productivity by letting operators keep their presses running by always knowing which devices are in an error state, offline, or awaiting new work. But these are nice to have features for a new and evolving solution. EFI IQ's dashboard is pretty nice just the way it is. I like how the dashboard provides a good overview of production analytics across a shop, several shops, or an enterprise, and I like EFI Insight's operability and functionality. It is easy to use, and its meaningful production analytics will be useful for fine-tuning your business. Please watch my related videos on EFI Manage and EFI Color Guard.